morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays with Chris King. I'm your host, Scott Steehn, lead handicapper at winnersandwiners.com. Christopher, what's going on, buddy?
Just was watching the early game, the Justin Bieber's against the Chris I wish is as cool as the guy on FX named Archer. Just watched Archer. I'm not sure if you're paying attention to this game in the second inning. Got the first two guys out and then proceeded to walk four guys in a row. Full count pitches to force in a run.
Attaboy, Archer.
He also had a wild pitch in there too, so kudos.
Wild pitch.
He's had a record with 4 wild pitches in an inning. It made their Hall of Shame.
Sounds like it ought to be in the back of the of his bubblegum card, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got Cleveland as part of a 2-teamer today, so we'll see. I took a rare parlay, buddy. Working with you is rubbing off on me, so I took a rare parlay.
Yeah, you took both teams that I picked
as my free play of the day. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Outstanding. I
had Cleveland as my premium pick of the day.
People are like, do you guys coordinate? Like, well, of course not, because we wouldn't have the same fucking plays if we did. Oh. It's good to be here. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Got some folks in the comment section. James S. He's very succinct. Is James S. He's
always has been.
His usual greeting. Yo, what's
up?
The
only time he's not succinct is if you get him to talk about how beer is $16 at the Gila River Arena.
Dead boys in the house. Marlo was something that I didn't even notice.
Shows how observant you are.
Chris has a new hat. He goes from one losing team to another. Congratulations. It's the Cubs.
Yeah, it's actually not new. It's just I wasn't sure if it would fit over the headset because of the fact that it's an actual fitted cap. Sometimes it's a pain.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm trying to improvise.
That's why I'm on the air with hair looking like this.
Where you wear your Royals hat at a 45-degree angle like you were DJ Jazzy Jeff this morning.
Dude, I saw some guys last night. I went to a concert last night. I don't know how many people that we talked about. I went to see Bare Naked Ladies, Gin Blossoms, Toad the Wet Sprocket. Great show. Fucking great show. But anyway, I saw 3 guys like in their 50s, probably late 50s. 2 of the 3 of them were wearing backwards fucking baseball hats. I literally started laughing as they walked past. And the guy saw me and like started chuckling as well, like thought we were sharing an inside joke. And I'm just fucking laughing my ass off. Stop it. Stop wearing Affliction t-shirts. Stop wearing your fucking hat backwards if you're in your 50s. I'm sorry.
Were they wearing jorts?
No, they were relatively conservatively dressed. There wasn't anything about their clothes that pissed me. This is a fucking backwards. I just think it looks stupid. Sorry.
I figured if they were wearing Affliction shirt, they were wearing jorts too. Maybe they were going with the John Cena starter kit.
They didn't have Affliction shirts. No, I just put that in the same category. I just put that as Affliction shirts and backwards hats. What do you think, Chris? 30?
Yeah, maybe 30. Maybe 35 at the high end.
30 on Affliction, 40 on a backwards hat. There's some guys in the 30s that can still rock a backwards hat. I'm okay.
I mean, unless you're like playing wiffle ball or something, then I can see it.
If you're my age, let it fucking go. Let it fucking go. Most of the times, guys my age, they're wearing a hat because they're bald. Okay, the dirty little secrets out, fuckers. All right, so.
And in Steen's case, he just wears that toupee to make you think that he's not bald.
Yeah, because this is this look right here, Chris. This is 2 hours out of the shower, and it didn't really take.
This is the Wally from Dilbert look.
This is the fucking toupee. When I go and I pick them out, I go, this is the one. This one right here. That's the one I want.
No, actually, that's not Wally. That's more like Ted.
Yes.
I mean, I could have said you were a Loud Howard, but
Loud Howard. That was a blast to watch him do Loud Howard in the table read. You would laugh every time because everybody would just be doing normal reads. I'm just coming in here to get some coffee. And it cracked everybody up every time. You knew it was coming. You got the script in front of you, and still everybody would laugh, man. So
now, who played Loud Howard?
Who the fuck was? I can't. It wasn't Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny did like almost all the Stray voices. It was a dude. I don't know. I have to look it up. I didn't know him before then, and I don't know if he's done anything afterwards.
Tom Kenny from SpongeBob.
Yeah, later to do SpongeBob. Absolutely. Rye Cape says he prefers the Bills hat. So
I wanted to change it up. As you see, the audience pays closer attention than Steehn. He's too busy, trying to figure out if his glasses are fogged up.
What? About what?
Because you can't see a damn thing.
Oh.
Otherwise, you would have noticed the hand.
James S. with very, very. Oh, yeah, I don't, dude. I'm the worst. My wife had a sign in the kitchen. She has this thing that she changes the signs like she does funny things. I literally didn't notice for 3 months. My daughter, who lives in Oklahoma City, commented on it because she had seen it like 6 weeks before, and I didn't notice it. And I literally look at it every day. So, James S. with some very, very good takes here. If you're cool as a kid, you're going to be cool as an older adult. But if you're lame as a kid, you're probably going to be lame for the rest of your life. I would agree with that, except for two things that can change a young person one way to another. The military and college. Some people, I've known some guys that were just absolutely pieces of shit. You didn't think they were going to be worth a damn. They joined the military, got them fucking straightened out, and they've been fucking productive human beings for the rest of your life. Same thing about college, but college can go either way. You can go to college and you could be like a straight A student, and somebody's like, "Hey, you ever tried weed before?" And then you're off the other end. But it can go the other way. So,
but yeah, I mean, the big adjustment when you go to college, especially if you live in a dorm or something like that, is, and I had to tell our kid that when he started going to school, is nobody's going to come after you to make sure you go to class. They don't care. I say this all the time. I tell all the kids in the neighborhood and stuff when they come over and stuff. They don't care. They already have your money.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. They don't give a shit. My best advice for anybody going to college freshman year. I know there's probably some youngsters out there just graduated from high school. Here's my advice: don't take any class starts before 10 o'clock first semester of freshman year.
If you can help it.
If you can help it. If there's going to be some mandatory courses you have to take, and that's going to be the only time. It's like, dude, my freshman year I was 7:40. Holy shit!
I had a chem lab that started at 6:50 in the morning on Thursdays.
Oh shit! See, that's something you had to be at.
Yeah.
This was like a big English 101
auditorium class
lecture shit. Yeah, like 1,200 people in or whatever. So, Rice says, "I never tried weed. What's it like?" Shut up.
And don't worry, Big X. Just because Steen's not going to be here to say Big X, we'll pick up the slack. I mean, I'll still be here just because Steen's not going to be because he's a freeloader.
We were given the okay to talk about that right after the show yesterday. So that is the deal. If you guys haven't heard, a little bit of changes. I'm going to be dropping out as the host of this show and Back to the Window. Chris is going to carry on with as yet unnamed co-host over at the Max.
Player be named later. We're trying to get Bobby the Brain Heenan, but he's dead. So
I'm going to be working on a project with another guy, and I'm really excited about it, Chris. It's a cool thing. It's a great concept. Their Winners and Winers is throwing their full support behind it, so it's going to be fun. I'm still going to do my daily videos, premium picks, all that stuff, but I'm going to be stepping out of the host duties at least for the time being. So never say never. Never say never, man. Those wrestlers still come back and they're in their 60s.
Yeah, look at Ric Flair. He's going to wrestle next month at 73.
See? There you go. So never say never, man. Scott and Chris at the casino. What are your top 3 picks? Okay.
On this schedule, stay home and drink beer.
Yeah, I agree. All right, bud. So that's the news. We do want to remind you guys, of course, to check out the Max Wagers Network and the Winners and Winers YouTube networks, YouTube channels. Get subscribed to both of those. Like on our video today. We really appreciate the effort. We really appreciate the thumbs up and all the likes. So thanks very much. Of course, want premium plays from me, want premium plays from Chris. Those are available with links in today's show description. You can get those. Hit our play of the day again. Yesterday, Chris, I just had one premium play. Had the Guardians. We got there. Took a minute, but we got there.
Yeah, so, it took a little bit of Minnesota bullpen magic after the Guardians wasted Cal Quantrill's good start.
It's factored in, buddy. Brandon says no back to the window. No. In fact, Brandon, we're going to be doing our last show here a week from tomorrow. But Back to the Window will be shutting down mañana.
Well, Craig, you'll be doing your last show here tomorrow. I'll still be here after that.
Right. I said we. So
Right, but I don't want people to think when you say we, I don't want them to think that I won't be here. It's just that somebody else will be over on the other side of the screen.
The brains behind the outfit, the guy that picks the parlays, that's the lead story. He's still going to be here. The guy that goes, "What do you like next, guys?" He's going away. So they're going to have to get somebody else in to go, "What do you like next, Chris?"
Don't pay attention to the rumors that Vegas has put out that the odds-on favorite to take over is a head of lettuce. Just somebody dropped. I think it was Sonny Vaccaro dropped a bunch of money on that too.
I just want them for one day to let you host, and then listen to this fucking you had to lettuce shit. One day, I just want you to host one day, buddy. Just let Chris,
what hosting it? What am I gonna do? Put myself in the split screen?
Let Chris King take over. That's what I'm saying. So, no, AJ's. I'm not leaving. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still happy. All is good. We're trying to create something that's never been done before, and I don't know how to not get excited about that. I've got to be honest with you. So, all right, Chris.
To quote Al Michaels in basketball, "You're excited. Feel these nipples."
Hey, how'd your day go yesterday?
Well, my pick of the day yesterday was Houston, and right after Reichel talked about how Dusty Baker was an idiot for letting Jason Castro bat in the 7th because he was hitting 104 or whatever. Right. He then came up in the 9th and hit a 2-run homer that was accounted for the only runs of the game.
I know this may come as a shock to some people out there. It is possible that Dusty Baker is a better manager than Scott Reichel.
I am shocked and outraged at that hot take.
I'm here laying out. Turn on the stove because here comes another hot take. All right, bud. So I know you hit some premiums last night. We hit anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean the Yankees and who was the other early game? Oh yeah, Houston. We had that one. The one that hurt yesterday was the Blue Jays. Manoah pitched well, and then the bullpens didn't pitch well. Phelps sucked. Walk hit batter.
That series just kind of made a week out of just disappointing us.
Yeah,
on the wrong side of that fucker. Whether it was the total the other night at 9.5 or the dude that I liked,
the Waka game.
The Waka game, yeah, where Waka got shelled. Yeah, it's been nothing but disappointment. So,
and then the Giants. Yeah, let's score 2 against the Tigers.
Scandalous. Absolutely freaking scandalous.
Now, the last thing I want to talk about from last night, I don't know if you saw the end of the Marlins-Cardinals game. People that were, part of the best fans of baseball were bitching on Twitter because Helsley threw a 3-2, I don't know if it was a slider or something, that they thought was strike 3, and the ump called it a ball. That we've talked about pitch framing before. You can steal strikes with a good catcher, with a scrub catcher. You can turn strikes into balls, and that's basically what happened. He screwed up. Framed it badly. Gave up. Next guy comes up, crushes 100-mile-an-hour fastball into the seats, and the Cardinals lose.
Was it a strike? Was it on the grid?
It might have nicked the line of the grid.
Okay,
but the way Nizer tried to frame it, he went to pull it up like 3 or 4 inches to make it look like it was more up in the zone.
Right.
And, it was borderline.
I'll tell you
what. It wasn't an Angel Hernandez strike.
Sal Perez is a bad pitch framer. And you didn't really notice it until you saw Melendez. Just the first game I watched him catch, he just stole some fucking strikes late in the game. Just absolutely stole them with his framing. And went, oh, that's what that looks like. Okay. Because, we've been watching Perez for 10, 12 years now. And you're like, oh, now I get it. Okay, yeah, that does help. So
yeah, but
Allie and Joe on the new show, I have not heard that. Allie and Joe Madden, I have no idea. I've not heard.
Beats me. I haven't heard anything about
it. I know Allie was on her show. I don't know if they're going to do a show together.
Yeah, beats me.
We're not exactly number 1 in the loop, Chris. I'm just going to say that.
Hell, I'm not even number 42 in the loop apparently, because I didn't even get half these emails that everybody else gets.
Well, it's tough at the top, buddy.
And a quote Bobby the Brain. I'm the host of this show.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hey, let's make some money, bud. Show me
All
some
right.
baseball.
Well, take note. Like we said, it's a very.
Give me some first half.
checking-
Give me some first half WNBA action.
Oh, geez, look at that. The Twins scored 3 in the third.
I don't care for that.
I don't either.
My fucking parlay dead at 2 PM. I don't like
guy,
that.
Some guy named Miranda with a 3-run double.
Who? Miranda?
No, Miranda. Jose Miranda.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, apparently he plays first base. That's all I got.
Good for him.
He's another one of those guys that has one of those numbers that you normally wouldn't see outside of a September game. Number 64.
Perfect. Just perfect. All right, let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Mariners over the A's. I mean, how many times can we beat up on the A's?
One more.
Pretty much as many times as they play.
Okay.
They've got Adrian Martinez. No, not the quarterback from Nebraska that transferred to Kansas State. This is some other guy named Adrian Martinez. He's pitched once in the majors this season. He did win. He beat the Tigers in the second game of a doubleheader. But he hasn't been great down in the minors. If you look at his numbers, I believe it's at Las Vegas, that Oakland's AAA team in the PCL.
I believe that's correct.
4-3 with a 563 earned run average
Hmm.
and 13 starts spanning 64 innings. He has struck out 73, but he's walked 23, hit 5, and thrown 9 wild pitches while giving up 67 hits, giving him a whip of 1.406.
Strap your batting helmet on tight, boys.
Yeah, the Mariners, they put some runs up yesterday as we watched Austin Voth implode along with the rest of the Orioles bullpen after
we had a hunch he may not have been as good as his stats.
After Steehn had spent 5 minutes talking about how great Baltimore's bullpen was, Nick Vespi promptly went out and blew that right out the window.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's another hot tip that we guys can count on from us here.
Ronnie says Martinez is the worst quarterback in college football.
As a K-State fan, I wasn't doing any cartwheels when he decided to come to play for the Wildcats.
I'm sure you could find some worse ones. I mean,
he's probably an upgrade, though. That's the
or Skylar Thompson, or over the guy they had to play when Skylar Thompson was hurt.
That dude. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, that dude. Okay,
he's probably about a push with Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson get signed as a free agent,
like a UDFA.
I
think so. Let me see.
I think he did too, because he was like in the top 20.
Oh, no, he was picked in the 7th round by the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, was he really?
So you'll probably see him starting at some point because Tua Tagovailoa probably won't last the season before he gets his brains blown in.
God damn, that must be surreal. Like you're a senior in high school and you're watching the Chiefs play and you're watching Tyreek Hill and then you are throwing him passes 5 years later. That's just, I don't know. That's freaky.
And does it concern anybody that Thompson is 25? I mean, he's basically like a BYU guy.
He's been yeah. Well, we were talking about that because I thought he was the same age as my son. Apparently he was a year behind him, but my kid's been out of school. He's been working for 3 years, and Skylar Thompson just graduated last year. So, yeah.
I mean, let's give him credit. He hung in there. He showed the intestinal fortitude to go to school for 17 years before he graduated.
Not good for him. I mean, you don't know when he graduated. He could have been a grad student for the last 2 seasons. I have no idea. But good luck, and good luck K-State with Adrian Martinez. Yeehaw.
Yeah, Logan Gilbert going for the Mariners, and Scott, he's been a guy that's pitched pretty well this season. We talked about flexing, sucking, and Rowdy Ray being inconsistent. Logan Gilbert's been good. 8-3.
I think if you're going to take away anything out of all the stuff you've written, it's the first thing. It's the first bullet point. A's are 29th in the majors in runs per game, 3.17. They can't score. A's can't score.
Seattle doesn't score a lot either.
I like your optimistic butt here, but they're 26th in the road in runs on the road. So
that's improvement.
They got that going for them. Mariners 26th, also a team that doesn't score, but they are a little better at home.
And they've been good of late. They've won 7 of their last 9.
What else matters to me on that list? Road record, yeah, that's 4-11, last 15 on the road. And remember, one of those series was against the Royals. So,
yeah, let's make sure we get that in there.
Yeah, 15-43 overall. Yeah, not good. And
they played bad against Seattle, which is strange because Seattle hasn't been good necessarily.
No, they were surprisingly good last year, but before that, the A's were definitely the better team, consistently making the playoffs and shit, and pushing Houston there. And sometimes, I'm okay. I don't want to lay 200.
No, I think they'll cover the run line.
I'm with you on Martinez probably sucking, but how many innings did he go?
5 1/3.
Okay, it was behind the max.
Yeah, behind the logo there.
Logo, yeah.
Yeah, it was against the Tigers.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, take it for what it is.
Yeah, it's a good triple A team.
Yeah, and that was back on May 10th.
Nice value though. Nice value on the run line. They don't have confidence in Seattle putting runs on the board. I get it. When the game's likely to be 3-2, it's hard to cover the run line. But I think you got to take a shot here. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of laying 200, but I stick it out there. So in case somebody's like, well, I don't have any faith in the Mariners winning by more than one either.
You know how I end up getting a real job? I start fucking back in Seattle at -200. That's the kind of shit that happens there. So.
And Bill asked, does anyone bet the CFL? It's a tough game tonight. The BC Lions.
Well, normally, Chris, you wouldn't be able to say this about the CFL, but what are you going to say about the CFL?
Well, the BC Lions are on the road. They're going to play the Ottawa Redblacks.
No. You're going to say, funny you should ask, Bill, because we're going to get to that.
Well, no, I didn't put up a slide for it, but I did have a take on it.
Oh, I thought it was on your shot in the dark.
No.
I thought you said you did a CFL game.
I did for the premiums. I had to put it in there.
Oh, okay. All right. So share your thoughts. Dude, I thought that was just going to be so perfect. It was like we paid Bill to ask that question.
I was going to put it in there, but then I figured people would be like, what the fuck is a CFL?
Well, give me a hot CFL take because Bill's asking. Chris, you're going to deliver, buddy. How about those Red Blacks? First of all, why do they call them the Red Blacks?
Because they used to be the Rough Riders and they had to change the name.
Okay, and they were obligated to come up with the dumbest, most confusing name ever in the history of the Canadian Football League. Well
they switched. They were the Renegades for a while, and then I don't know why they switched to the Red Blacks. I thought it was dumb too.
All right, very good.
But they're facing BC. BC won their first two games of the year. They beat Edmonton 59-15, and then blew out the Argonauts last week by the narrow margin of 44-3. Here's the thing. Those two games were at home. Now BC's got to go on the road. And they're playing on a short week because they had just played on June 25th. So they've only got 4 days of rest to have to travel across the country. I know Ottawa, they lost their first two games, but they played the defending. This is how great the CFL is. Here, your first two games, you're going to play the defending champs, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, on the road. And then the next week, you're going to play the defending champ, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, at home.
Doesn't sound like it's getting any easier for them.
Well, and let me ask you, is there anything dumber in sports than the ever-popular Week 2 bye?
No.
Because BC played Edmonton, then they had a bye, then they played Toronto.
Okay. So you like them to cover?
I like Ottawa here. The line has actually gone down. I liked it a lot better when I saw it at 3.5.
Yeah.
You can still get it at 2.5 at some place at BetMGM and things like that.
Okay.
But a lot of places it's going down to 1.5 because people are concerned that BC, of course, is going to be on short rest. They haven't played on the road yet. It's always fun to travel. And Ottawa, they hung tough against Winnipeg in both those games. They lost by 2 on a last-second field goal, and they lost by 7 based on a fourth-quarter turnover. I think the Red Blacks are going to keep it close.
Okay.
If you could get it at 3, I'd be a lot happier. If you can't, then I would probably take BC to cover. But Ottawa's going to make BC work for it.
All right. Very good. Hot take indeed. Can there be a worse time for their season? They start in the summer when it's hotter than shit, and you've got to play the game under a mosquito net because it's Canada. You're going to get eaten alive by mosquitoes in the summer, and then they finish up in Canada.
November or December.
Right. When there's like 8 inches of snow on the ground and it just fucking blizzards. That's just awful. That's just absolutely dreadful. It's the best of both worlds.
I mean, I kind of like that they closed that time of year because I was like cold weather games, but yeah, playing in the summertime, it's got to be hell.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Even up there, and, in the 6 or 7 years that I've been doing stuff for Winners and Winers, I've done the CFL, I've done the XFL, I've done the AAF.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember that month. That was great.
I did arena football.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've told you before. I was an arena football season ticket holder.
Yeah,
The best.
But
it was
the arena football that we were doing at that point, there was only like 4 teams, or 5 teams, as opposed to when you had the Arizona Rattlers and the San Jose SaberCats and all those guys.
I think it was a 12-team league when the Brigade was in there. That's who we went to see. It was the Brigade.
Yeah, we used to have the Buffalo Gladiators, and they moved to Columbus.
Good times.
Yeah, when it comes to off the wall football, pretty much the only thing that we haven't ever done that I know of is when the UFL existed.
I don't remember the UFL,
the United Football League, spring league.
I could have guessed what it was, but it
was like the spring league they had back in like 2010, 2009, or that had stretch. Fan controlled football didn't do that.
No, I haven't watched that. I knew it was coming. I haven't watched it yet. So, all right.
I watched it a couple of times. I'm like, what the fuck? We're going to play our power play. So we're going to have 8 guys on the field to their 7. Okay, that's great.
All right. So Seattle sucks. Oakland sucks worse.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Moving on. What do you got?
Right. So the Philadelphia Soul was awesome.
I remember that was John Bon Jovi's team.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi had I don't know how much of he had. They always called him the owner, but it's usually like,
Or don't forget the Los Angeles Kiss. Remember Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley owned them.
I don't remember that.
That was near the end of the Arena League.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked this one before. Now I found out that Jeffrey Springs went on the bereavement list this afternoon. They switched it.
Was it for his curveball?
Didn't specify.
You lose his slider.
But so it's going to be Matt Whistler starting, and then Ryan Yarbrough will probably be the bulk pitcher. So the line shifted a little bit. I think it's now like plus 125. I'm still going to take it in favor of Tampa Bay because look who's pitching for Toronto. Mr. I can't get out of the first inning against the Royals.
The Cooch. Bring on the Cooch. Oh, man.
Even Crystal, the Blue Jays fan in the house, said that she thinks the Rays are going to beat up on Kikuchi.
Didn't the Cooch have a good start after his Royals game? Didn't he have a decent or a good? Let me check here.
I'll pull it up because I was looking at it earlier.
Then
he sucked against Baltimore. Then he sucked against the Yankees.
Yeah,
his last start, he threw 2 innings against Milwaukee.
Yeah, he gave up. Yeah, he gave up 2 earned, but 5 runs, 2 homers, and six hits and a walk. Yeah,
6 homers over his last 10 innings.
That's not good. Of course, the Royals hit none against him, but that's not.
Well, yeah, but they drew walks.
That's a very troubling sign. When the Royals are walking, you suck.
Here's Kikuchi's last 4 start totals: 10 2/3 innings. He's given up, 15 runs, of which 12 are earned. 6 homers, 16 hits, 11 walks. The one plus is you could say he struck out 16 and 10 1/3, but come on, he walked 11 guys.
Yeah, there's some serious red flags there.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there since, like I said, Crystal is a Blue Jays fan. Crystal, are you at the point where you think that Charlie Montoyo and company should jettison Kikuchi and stick anybody else in the rotation? I would probably, at this point, I'd take the ghost of David Wells.
Oh, here's the problem: is David Wells dead?
No, but I'm just talking about, the thin David Wells, not the fat David Wells.
When was David Wells thin?
When he first started, he wasn't,
really.
He wasn't as rotund as he got later in his career.
Fat tub of goo.
Yeah, pretty much. One of the only place he bellied up to was the cheeseburger stand.
You remember that when Letterman called Terry Forster a fat tub of goo?
Yep,
it was like a big deal.
Crystal said, "Yes, bye, So apparently, Blue Jays fans getting fed up with having a batting practice pitcher every fifth day in the rotation.
I got bad news, Blue Jays fans. He's in the first 3 months of a deal. They're not going to jettison him quite yet. First,
Big old bullpen guy.
First, he's going to go on the injured list with a mystery ailment. He's going to have shoulder fatigue or something. And going to go on the 10-day, maybe even longer than that. They're going to fucking try to retool him, and then they're going to bring him back. They're not going to just go, "You're going to the bullpen." They're not going to. If it was
the teams do with all these other guys, I mean, come on. Much to the chagrin of Rye, Austin Gomber got sent to the bullpen in Colorado.
Circumstances are different. He's on a first. What he probably signed a 3-year deal? He's in the first
3 years, $36 million.
He's in the first 3 months of a 3-year deal. They're not going to go, "Well, fuck, we just got taken." They're not going to do that. Trust me. They're going to go the injury route, and then they're going to fucking try to learn some shit, or work out some shit in the minors, and they're going to give him another 3 or 4 starts in the majors. So that's my prediction. What's that?
But I mean, with as crowded as the playoff race is,
I know.
Can you afford to give those chances?
Who are you going to plug in there?
You call somebody up from the minors, he can't be any worse than this guy.
Oh yeah, he can. He can.
People said that about Manoah when they called him up from Buffalo last year. What's he done?
Who said that?
Pretty much everybody when he got called up.
Well, if there's another Manoah down there, bring him up. I'm just saying. He can't go on starting the way he is. I agree with that. He gets shelled today, they're going to make some kind of a move. Watch for the mystery ailment. All I'm saying.
Mystery ailment of doom.
All right, so take the Rays.
Crystal said, "Watch betting on the Jays tomorrow on Canada Day. They wear red uniforms, and they usually don't play well when they wear them."
Wow. Okay, that's why I love the comment section, man. Just dropping knowledge about stuff like that. I don't think I would have been on that. I don't think I would have come across anything. That's a great piece of information.
I've seen them play in the red uniforms before, but it's definitely disconcerting.
What is Canada Day? What is that?
That's like Independence Day in Canada.
Okay,
it's July 1st.
Okay.
And there you go. The down in Buffalo, they've got Casey Lawrence. In 12 starts, he's gone 8-2 with a 2.22 ERA and 0.86 WHIP. He's allowed 50 hits in 73 innings, 2 complete games, and a shutout.
All right, bring him up. Let's go.
And he's given up 7 homers in 73 innings, which is 1 more than Kikuchi's given up in his last 4 starts.
That's who you're gonna see then, most likely, when Kikuchi goes down with his injury.
Because I don't see them calling up Thomas Hatch because he sucks.
Okay. All right, very good. You like the Rays here at plus money?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it better when it was Springs, but Yarbrough can be decent.
There's some things that are auto plays for me, and fading pitchers that are pitching in a horrible stretch at plus money is one of those things.
Yeah, that's basically the way I looked at it.
It would have to be something dramatic on the other side for
like the Oakland A's.
Something like that. There's I guess there's some pitchers that are pitching worse than Kikuchi right now, but you'd be hard pressed to find them.
Yeah, Bill, I know Whistler's the starter. When I did the slide, they still had Springs, and then they announced about 15 minutes before the show started that they put him on the bereavement list.
So it basically turns into a bullpen day with the team that does it better than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, Yarbrough is going to be the bulk inning guy, and
right.
He's been pretty solid the last couple of years. I know he's had some issues this season. He's 0-3. But, I think they sent him down to retool a little bit because of the fact that I think his slider was flat or something like that.
Right.
And he's been a little better down in Durham. But more importantly, he got some work in, and I think that's something that he needed. So I think between Whistler and Yarbrough, and then, like Scott said, you're dealing with a team that, basically invented bullpen days.
So
I guess the team that's going to have to go to a bullpen day because their starter is horrible.
You better strike early because this Tampa Bay team just doesn't score. And if you only get 1 or 2 off the cooch in 5 innings, you let the Blue Jays hang around, I'd be pounding a live play.
Yeah, I can see that.
They've got to put up. I think they need to put up 4 or 4+ runs in the first 5 innings to have a viable shot at this. That's my opinion. So.
Yeah, line is now shifted up to Tampa Bay at plus between 120 and 127, depending on where you look.
So they're getting okay, I get you. So they had more confidence in Springs. Okay.
Yeah, that or people are just pounding Toronto because they're like, oh, the Springs isn't pitching, and I don't know who this other guy is.
Yeah, that's and you have to also account for the fact that a lot of people are on vacation, a lot more people than normally would be on vacation. So you get a little more square action on day games or daytime movement.
That's true.
You normally would. So, all right, I'm cool with that, bud. I'm cool with fading a bad pitcher. Again, I don't really care as much. You did touch on it briefly. Yarbrough, he's not been good this season, no question, but he's spent some time down, and we'll see what happens because he pitched.
He can't pitch any worse than Kikuchi.
I'll tell you what, his last start was worse than the Cooch.
Oh no, I'm just saying I'm saying for sort of long term, you can't expect him to pitch as bad as Kikuchi is.
Wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so. You also think from me being a guy that watches a team that has both Chris Bubich and Daniel Lynch, just about the time these guys are just absolute shit. They're the worst ever. They step up and throw 7 innings of 1-run ball. And that certainly could happen with the Cooch at some point. I'm just saying, I've watched a pair of left-handers do the same thing, and you go, Jesus Christ, I don't even know why this guy's on the roster. And then of course you bet against him, and then he goes, oh, you know what? Fuck you. Here you go. Snap that off in you. How about that? So
snap into a Slim Jim.
Brother. All right, that's good. Plus 115. I don't hate that. That'll I'm anxious to see the parlay. I'm just going to put together a nice, tasty parlay, a nice, tasty 2-teamer. Here we go.
It is. I put it together with the Mariners.
Well, that's okay. It balances out that minus 200.
Yeah, and of course it'll be higher than what the number is there now because of the fact that it's shifted.
Right. Let me tell you something, kids. There's a reason you're catching $1.10 value on the run line, and the reason is we talked about it. Mariners don't fucking score. So if you wanted to have a nice compromise, you're saying, well, I like the Mariners, but Steehn, they only score like 2 runs, 3 runs a game. I get it. This is a good way to offset that minus 200 a little bit with throwing it with the plus 125 now on Tampa Bay. So that's going to turn that 2-teamer 245 or so, something like that. Most likely.
I'll punch it up real quick just to see.
Just pulling it out of my brown. And then the run line is going to be a little better. I'm going to guess close to 5-1 on the run line too. So solid value on both of those.
237.50 at 125.
All right, missed it by $2.5. I'm crazy, out of my mind. Brewers and Phillies. Chris, talk about those games a little bit.
Well, it's Adrian Hauser, who I'm not thrilled with, but then I looked and said, hey, look, the Pirates are throwing JT Brubaker. After the pitcher on the Pirates that we love to see pitch, it's Brubaker because he always gets beat up. He's 1-7. His ERA is 4.70 something.
His ERA is currently a 4.14.
Oh, geez, he actually knocked it down.
Better mark than Hauser, by the way. Here's a fun stat with both these pitchers.
The end.
Teams don't win when they pitch. They are 6-9 in Brubaker's 15 starts, 5-9 in Hauser's 14 starts.
My problem with Brubaker is this
hot team right now, buddy. They've won 4 straight. Not bad.
Yeah, swept the Rays in that 2-game set. Took 2 or 3 from Toronto.
Yeah,
they split with the Cardinals last week.
You always want to talk about the level of competition. Well, you got Pittsburgh, a team that's lost 2 or 3, got swept by Tampa Bay that you would kind of expect after coming off a nice series against the Cubs. That was kind of their high water mark.
That's where Brubaker got his win.
It's been kind of a shitty time for them since then. Brubaker was very good against the Cubs, by the way. I believe I faded him there. I think I took the Cubs in that spot. If I'm not mistaken, that was against Killian. Yep, that's absolutely right.
Killian, Mr. Walker second.
I had some play there that fucked me. I can't remember what it was. It might have been the under.
I think it was the under, and then they kept hitting home runs.
So Brubaker, true to form, still walk 3 guys in 6 innings, even though he gave up 0 earned, and that was one of three good performances, really good performances he's had this season.
Yeah, he had a quality start his last time out. He threw 6 innings against Tampa Bay, gave up 3 runs on 9 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. They still lost.
Okay.
They scored 17 runs in those last 2 games he's pitched. In the 8 starts before that, they had scored a total of 16 runs.
Yeah.
2-0-0-2.
You know who hasn't been good over his last 4 starts? You know who the answer is? Adrian Hauser. That's right. Given 17 earned over his last 4 starts. It covered 22 2/3 innings.
He's giving you volume.
I get it. Brewers are the better team. Not a fan of Brubaker. It's a good price, -120. There's a lot of things going for this pick. I just don't love it. I think I'm gonna find something else to play.
Remember, we didn't have a ton of options to work with, so
you're right. I know. I understand that. And I know losers make excuses too. So
yeah, I know. We've had to listen to you do it for 3 months.
Whatever, dude. I don't even know what that means. Got Philadelphia. You got Nola going against Ian Anderson.
Yep, thick as a brick.
Here's the weird thing about these 2 pitchers. Ian Anderson, 4.60 ERA. Atlanta 9-5 in his starts. Aaron Nola, 2.98 ERA, 6-9 in his starts. And their whips are the same. As they tell the same story. Nola's 0.89. Ian Anderson, a 1.45 whip. So it's all about, sometimes, Chris, it's all about timing. It's all about when that team's going to score for you and when they're not.
It's also all about some of the teams you played. You look at Anderson's starts lately. He faced the Cubs. He faced the Nationals. He faced the A's in back-to-back starts. The start before that, he faced the Rockies.
Yep. Yeah,
they had 2 with the Marlins.
Well, believe me, this is part of my parlay. So I'm not going to play devil's advocate too hard here and try to tell you why I'm not going to bet the Phillies, because I like the Phillies in this spot. I even got a little good closing line value on there, as it's currently 150 plus. So
yeah, and I'm looking here too. Anderson in 5 of his last 7 starts, he's given up at least 4 runs.
Yep. I know. How and Nola's been outstanding over his last 4.
And Nola got hosed in his last start because they didn't score any runs for him.
Yep.
He got a no decision in the start before that because they didn't score any runs. They won 2-1 over Washington.
See, and this is the reason. They grind for him, man. They lose 1-0. They win 2-1. They win 3-2. They win 6-5. They lose 5-4. They lose 5-4. That's why I didn't want any part of the run line. On a normal day, I'd have just said, "Fuck it, take the Phillies, lay the 1.5, have yourself a cocktail." But
yeah, because like you said, they don't score.
I didn't have the confidence in them covering the run line, and that's why I tagged it with Cleveland, and that's gonna fuck me. So we'll see.
Now, would you lean under here, even with Anderson struggles? Because you look at the totals in Nola's last 3 starts, 5, 3, and 1. So they've scored a combined total of 9 runs in his last 3 outings.
Yeah, this is a Phillies team that scored 4 or less in 5 of their last 7. They're not exactly mashing the ball right now. So, in fact, they've scored more than 3 just twice in the last 3 times in the last 10 games. Yeah, I don't hate the under. It's one of those plays where I want no part of the over, and if I was going to play it, I'd definitely play the under. I'm not sure I like it enough to make a play of it, but I like Philly better here. So, and as far as the payouts go, and what'd you say was 237.5?
Yeah.
On the 2.
No, that was on the top one.
Yeah, with the Rays and Mariners.
Yeah,
right? 237.5. And like I said, the payout on the run line is going to be probably close to $5 there on 100. As far as your Brewers Phillies, a parlay that I have much less. The Brewers are just tugging on me. I get it. 205.66. You're paying minus there at -120, -150. You want to play the run line? It's going to get you a little extra value. It's 135 on each. That'll pay $452 on $100. Hit me with your 4 shot.
All right. I'm going to go with the Padres over the Dodgers. I like Joe Musgrove a little bit better than I like Mitch White. I know Musgrove hit the wall in that start against the Phillies, but he's had a full turn of rest since then. San Diego looked good yesterday. I thought they were going to lose. They didn't. And I think Musgrove is going to bounce back, turn in a solid performance here. Like I said, White's pitched well in his limited appearances as a starter. But we've seen the Dodgers bullpen have issues at times, and I just don't have a ton of faith in them here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. Reds and Cubs over 10. The wind's blowing out to dead center.
Yes, it is. What time is that game? It's an evening game.
8:05.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 12 to 14 mile an hour breeze blowing out of the southwest. Which, if you know Wrigley Field is skewed just a little bit to the east, so that is, like Chris said, cranking directly from behind home plate, right out the dead center. So it's not blowing in the 20s like it was a couple of weeks ago, and that's why you're not seeing that 11 and a half. But I still think at 10, yeah, I'm good with.
Yeah, and you can still get it at 10. A lot of books, some of them bumped it to 10 and a half.
Ashcraft versus Hendricks. Now, that's the small problem I have with this. Ashcraft's been really good.
True, but how much of it is because nobody had seen him before? That's what. And his last 2 starts, he hasn't been good. 4 runs on 9 hits and 4 2/3 against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
6 runs on 8 hits and 5 against the Brewers.
What did you say? It was against the Giants. He gave 2 runs on 6 hits.
I'm looking at the 2 before that on June 12th and June 18th.
Oh, okay. Well, that's. I'd like your theory a lot more if that had been the last 2, because to me it looks like he may have been able to right the ship.
But we've talked about the Giants. They are not exactly setting the world on fire offensively either. Look at yesterday as a prime example.
Well, I know you use that a lot. How many teams do you have as a good offense? I mean, because you can go through the list. You go Oakland, Kansas City, the Giants, Seattle, Oakland. So, I mean, where do Miami? I mean, there's a whole
Miami's the middle of the road offense.
There's a whole shit ton of teams on that list. I mean, how many teams are on your list that get your attention besides the Dodgers? The Dodgers and the Yankees.
The Mets are good. Boston has a good offense. The Blue Jays.
Cardinals?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, I don't like them, but I guess you give credit where it's due.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know we
Philadelphia, when they're not hurt and or chasing pitches that they shouldn't be swinging at.
We use it a lot, and I think I've come to the realization, as often as we use it, probably half the teams suck as far as hitting the ball. There's no other way around it. But anyway, Chris and I may differ a little bit here on Ashcraft.
I think he's good. I think he's got upside. I just don't know how he's going to do today.
That's fair enough,
because he hasn't pitched at Wrigley yet.
Yeah, that's very legit. The other problem with that, Kyle Hendricks, and I definitely faded him here with Palante, and he jumped up and bit us as he had his.
That was his good start for the week or for the month.
He had another fantastic start back in May too.
Right. See, so that was a good start for the month.
Yeah, that's Are we to the new month yet? No, we're the last day of June. So okay.
Right, so he used up his quota for the month, so I don't have to worry about it.
If this is a Friday game, I'd be worried. But
exactly, but no, this is a Thursday night game.
All right,
and he'll be out before the clock flips over to midnight. So
I'm guessing. I'm going to paraphrase for you. You're operating under the theory that at least one of these pitchers is going to suck, and the other team's going to get 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think Hendricks has given up a lot of fly balls, which isn't what you're used to. He gave 14 fly balls to the Cardinals in that game.
Not ideal.
In his last start.
Yep.
He gave 12 to the Braves the start before that. Against the Diamondbacks in back-to-back starts, 15 and 14 fly balls in 5 2/3 and 5 innings, respectively. Good. Yeah, it's not going to get it done at Wrigley with the wind blowing out.
All right, very good. And finally, tell me it's a short day for baseball without telling me it's a short day for baseball. How about that New York Liberty, Chris?
Yeah, they get the advantage of having the rest factor because they haven't played in 5 or 6 days. They get to play an Atlanta team that they beat up rather handily in their last contest. Atlanta's played a couple times in between and lost handily. The dream just I like to go back to Van Halen, dream another dream. This dream is over. In Atlanta, it's the same story as it was last year. A lot of hope, a lot of promise, no delivery.
To quote Herman's Hermits, second verse, same as the first. I can throw obscure lyrics at you. It's all right.
It's all good.
4-teamer, money line, 1283, almost 13-1. Very solid. Somebody was asking for an 11-1 the other day. Somebody's asking
that was Bronco.
Big parlay today. Hey, you delivered. Run lines. You want to get out over your skis there a little bit with the Astros and the Padres. Godspeed indeed. By the way, you're only picking up 40 cents of value with the Astros.
I was disappointed in that. That's because they're playing at home.
I want less than no part of that. I know, but no, not for me. Anyway, if you wanted to do that, if you've got bigger cojones than I am currently sitting on, almost 25-1, 24.93 on $100. Very good, Chris. It's a short day, not a lot of baseball games. I can hardly wait to see it. It's a shot in the dark, baby.
Yep, and the numbers are gonna be the same because they're all props.
All right.
I'm going to go with Ashcraft over 4.5 strikeouts. If there's one thing I know about the Cubs, they'll swing at anything.
Okay.
Rizzo, I look to go over half an RBI. He can knock the ball out of the park and drive himself in for all I care. Same with Rowdy Tellez. He homered twice. Was it yesterday? The other day? He's got 15 homers. He can do it by himself. It doesn't need any help from the rest of those bozos that the Brewers have in the middle of their lineup.
Okay.
I'm going with the Padres and Dodgers for a nerfy.
Don't hate that. Musgrove and White.
Yeah, both teams in the top 10 in first inning runs allowed. White has kept the opposition off the scoreboard in 3 of the 4 first innings he's pitched this season. Musgrove pitches pretty well. As long as Musgrove doesn't get dinged for a long ball, should come up pretty safe there.
Very good, and I'm impressed with the price on that laying just 113. That's a reasonable price.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
As my mom would have said, to going to the grocery store, I should stock up on those. So if you can bet more than one, if you can bet that more than once, you should do it. Nola under 7.5 strikeouts. Explain.
I think I'll get to 6 or 7.
Okay.
I'm just the Braves are a team that actually will put the ball in play,
right?
Unlike some of these other teams.
Right.
And who the hell wants to put the ball in play? What does that do for anybody?
Okay.
Hauser, I think we'll go over 4.5 strikeouts because we're talking about Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh's last 8 games, they've struck out at least 7 times in all of them. They've also struck out more than 10 times, I think, in 4 or 5 of those outings.
All right. Very good.
Same token, Logan Gilbert and the Mariners over 5.5. Let's face it, it's the A's.
Yep.
Have you watched the A's bat?
Not good, Bob.
There you go.
This is the one you just leave in place, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, you just try to change the number now and then. Hopefully it's a plus once in a while.
Yeah. Austin Riley, is he gonna get hot? Is he getting hot, Chris? A little bit of a disappointment this year.
Yeah, I mean he's been better of late, I believe, which is probably good considering he's all the way up to 250 now.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's got 18 homers, so I mean,
okay.
We'll take one of those. And
those power numbers that are see, I just knew he wasn't hitting for average. So
you're right. He's not hitting for average.
He's got some. He's still got some pop, and you're getting plus 130 on that. I don't hate it. And then here's a guy that I know has been hot, Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, I mean somebody's got to step up with Ozzie Albies out, and Acuna dealing with fouling the ball off his own foot. Swanson's hitting 295 on the year. He's got 13 homers. So I mean, it's not necessarily what you would expect because I mean before last year his career high was 17. Then last year he hit 27. Of course,
it's not quite the launching pad, but they've got some guys with some pop.
Yeah, and in his last 6 games he's gone 8 for 27. So he's sticking right around that 295 average. He's at 296 on that stretch.
Cooling off just a little bit. I know. I think maybe the week or so before that he was pretty much fire. So
yeah, you're exactly right.
Very good. All right, Chris, if you want to play all 10 of those, 172, 846 on $100. And if you want to play the run line on those, Chris, what do you pay?
If you want to play the run line, let me know where you found it because I didn't put it up. So it's still 172,846.
Very good. It's the 10-pack of props, guys. You gotta love that. I guess we can consider it.
And for an extra 49 cents, you can get a large drink.
You'd be a fool not to do it, man. All right, buddy. As always, it's been a blast. Any final thoughts for everybody? Tread lightly tonight, I'm assuming, because the book. It's not like the menu at the Cheesecake Factory. It's like the menu at like a drive-in, like a diner, or like a drive-in where we got tenderloins, we got burgers, fries, and onion rings, and a fucking Coke. Enjoy yourself.
It's like the old Saturday Night Live skit with
the Olympic Diner.
Yeah,
Olympus Diner.
No Coke, Pepsi.
That's right. So tread lightly, guys, or if you've got it sussed out, load up and win some money.
And then send some to us because you were here and watched us. So
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
Don't send Steehn anyway. He doesn't need it. He's got Dilbert money.
I'm fine. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can always catch us on podcast form, wherever you download your platform, wherever you download your podcast. But for now, that's going to do it. It's the Thursday version is in the can. You guys have a great day. Good luck on all your action tonight. Chris, we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. We stayed pretty focused today. We didn't do a bad job, but we'll be back tomorrow, laser focused.
Make sure we do worse.
What are we going to be laser focused on tomorrow, Chris?
Tacos?
No, Chris.
Oh, it's not tacos?
Nope.
Damn it.
Yeah, try it again.
Tacos.
We'll be laser focused on
Jeff Spicoli.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys then.